Hi, for today's teardown, this. So, we have here a kind of a suitcase with one side featuring a display and a keyboard. It is called a Stewart Hughes data gathering unit. So apparently it is a tool used for monitoring aircraft engine performance. We have this box and no accessories at all. So we have on the top some AC, DC and battery lights, display contrast, and all of the other keys are actually very common computer keyboard keys. We have on the side a big handle, rear side the manufacturer plate and the battery compartment. It is just a big compartment with 2 wires to connect to batteries, and I am missing the batteries. So actually I did try to power it from the battery terminals and it seems completely dead. On this side here we have all the connectors, so for power and to connect some sensors, so we will have a better look at it later. And on the bottom side, just one access for some kind of storage media. So here is what we have, and my light is just falling, by the way. Oops, excuse me, it is a little bit oversized for my regular bench setup. So I will now zoom on the details. So here is the manufacturer name and logo, the status lights, and all around there is this frame which is bolted to the case. So I believe I will need to undo all these screws to be able to get in. And a little view to the keyboard, tactile switch, not capacitive, very nice membrane keyboard. Very clean also. The display I do not know if it at all if it is color or monochrome. On the back the manufacturer label, so it is a model 4XV. There is a NATO number, data gathering unit by Stewart Hughes Limited. 10 kilograms it is given for the weight, and serial number 081. On the date of supply of November 1993, with a 12 months warranty. There is a modification record sticker here with a few modifications actually. So I got it from the British eBay for £40. Here are the terminals. So we have actually a DC input, and like this. This is a very nice connector cover, by the way. They did epoxy the middle piece. Nice seal also. Of course I haven't got any matching plug. We have also a AC input, but it does not tell which voltage, but we have earth line on neutral, so it looks like we must have a power supply in this. And it may accept 220 volts, but I am not sure. And we have 3 fuses for external DC, external AC and internal DC. Okay. Next we have this cover here, which in fact I did just receive the item and I did not never open it yet. So it will be complete surprise. There is a little bit of a kind of a ground cable here, or maybe it is just to prevent it from losing it. So what will we have? And we have communications ports, it seems. Deacon 1, 2, 3 with very weird 3 rows D connectors here. not usual, and then this one is too long for a 25 pin serial, so it is something else. So really, at least I do not see anything which is regular computer connectors so far. So I will put it back in place later. And here we have the connectors to the sensors actually, which will be mounted onto the aircraft engine. So we have tacho 1 and 2 and vibration 1, 2, 3. On off switch and some briefer thing here to eliminate moisture probably inside the device. So about these connectors, they seem to be very nice Lemo sockets. Sadly I do not have a matching plug, so here we have a 2-pin one. This cap is really heavy with nice safety wires, here you can see. And here we have 6 contacts for the vibration sensors. Okay. Let me turn it around to go to the other side, more precisely. Here we have a routine service sticker. It was serviced in the 2008, it seems, and it is a Royal Air Force formulary. So for sure it was property previously of the Royal Air Force. We have here this cover with a pretty nice thumb screws, and we have just one PCM CIA memory card, but sadly I cannot read it. I did try to connect it to a computer and I was not able to find a driver for it, for the computer to recognize it, and there is no brand or anything. So but we have maybe a software version number here, but I cannot read anything. I cannot open it at all, so sadly it will keep its secrets. And here on the right we'll just have one green LED. One more, maybe it is for access to this, not sure, as we have already a power on the top. Okay, now I will undo all the screws and we will be able to have a look inside. Okay, 2 screws left. So the good thing with having a lot of screws on the equipment is that probably it was never opened by non-authorized people, and you can expect the content to be pretty complete and in pretty good condition, I hope at least. Okay. So all the screws are off. I will reposition the camera a little bit. Like so. No, like so it is better. I need to put this back in place also. Excuse me. Pretty annoying this cover, in fact. Because it is hard to find the all. Okay, whatever. So okay, let's remove first this frame here. It is coming off pretty easy. I will put the camera a little bit higher, so I should be able to lift this thing. Yes, and undo maybe a flat fix. Oops, it is broken. Nice. So how to proceed. It is glued in place. Very interesting. Okay, we are good on this. So the keyboard and display are off. By the way, it seems this thing is, yes, this cover is actually a very thick piece of circuit board. Quite amazing. And inside we have a lot of stuff, but what the guys, what the hell? Oh no, it looks like we are missing some kind of a very important piece. Most probably, I guess, the motherboard. There is a lot of either connectors loose and even a piece of loose cable here and a big empty spot. Well, quite a big disappointment here. What do we have? At least we have what seems to be the power management and conversion board here with DC to DC converters. What seems to be a mains filter, but I do not see any mains power supply. Or, more exactly, I see here and cut wires and probably a missing spot for a power supply in here. What do we have else? We have what must be a data acquisition board here, or front end for the sensors probably, connected with a big wire harness and a big of a lot of SMC connectors, I believe they are called. So it is quite a big disappointment. What I will do, at least, I will put the camera overhead and we will have a better look at the things, but as you can guess, maybe it is why it did not work when I did try to power it. We are missing the most important part, and I guess it will not be available to find anytime soon. So it seems it was probably a very proprietary thing, because there is no space for a computer motherboard in here. There is this piece of foam which maybe, I do not know if it is original or not. Most probably no, because maybe also we had a hard drive which is not populated. Okay, so I will put the camera overhead and we will have a look at what is available, at least. So guys, I believe you can feel my disappointment. What to do with this thing now, as it is non-operational at all, missing the main motherboard. Well, it is still a good display piece, it still looks cool, and also there are probably a few very expensive parts, as the LEMO connectors on the back, these DC to DC converters. The case itself could be reused. So I do not know what I will do with it. So we will have a look at what we have, at least. So here is the board with the... I will disconnect this because it is in the way. Here is the board with the LEMO connectors on the back, which you can see are connected to these coax wires. We have here the briefer thing, the big D-sub connector, and here fuse holders and power input connectors. So as I did show previously, here we are missing the power supply. So here we have the PCM CIA reader board and power supply converters. lot of loose wires everywhere. Mains filter here, Aztec DC to DC, and must be battery charge controller here, I guess. Component side, power supply, serial number. So only enough the serial number written here does not match the serial number written on the box. Interesting. So what remains to look at is on the side here this big PCB, in fact, which must be data conversion. So I will remove all these connectors like so. Quite nice actually. Set of cables. And yes, someone was already inside before me because we are missing a lot of nuts inside here. In fact, there is only a few ones on this board, and most of them are missing. So the wire harness was not secured to the screws. So I will undo it real quick. This one is even loose at the back. And we will be able to have a look at what we have, because it seems to be a very heavily populated board at least. So it is really sad to be missing the main piece, because it was probably very nice. You can see the case is made of pretty thick aluminum. It is certainly high quality stuff, but without the main part it is just a doorstop. So okay, I think we are good to go. Yes, if I can slide it out. Okay, so here is what we have. The inputs are here, and I will just zoom in for you, and you can figure out the chips if you want. Philips here brand, Texas Instrument, TL071 op amps probably. Nice little modules here. They are called on the seal screen here. Where is it? They are called here, relay. So they must be relay, but really a weird kind of relay made by Pickering Electronics. Maxim chips, Bourbon. So must be analog to digital conversion, all this probably, or just signal conditioning before you convert it. Very nice capacitors here, quite unusual ones. Little values, but quite big for the value. In fact, this one is just 1 nano. Linear technology LTC 1064-1, and more of here. So it is branded by the Stewart and Hughes company here. And what is it called? Yet another serial number, and this board has no name. But you can see it is connected to the non-existing motherboard with this very big cable. So either very serious grounding or a lot of signals, not sure. But it seems, it looks like it is only a 3 layers board, maybe, not a lot of layers on this. So here in the cover we are left with all the standoffs. So there is no screw head at the outside, in fact. So maybe the screws are, I do not know they did this, but it is pretty well made. and with this little insulator washers everywhere. Okay, and actually nothing else to see for this. The only remaining part for us to see is the top part, which contains the display and the keyboard. So the display seems to be a very common Hitachi thing. Probably. So there is a driver board here for backlight, obviously with a little inverter, and also some controls. It was written VGA on this plug here, so yes, must be some kind of low resolution display anyway. So I will be able to remove it to clean behind because it is a little bit dirty. Here we have our custom keyboard limited board. In fact, this wall plate is the keyboard. We have the status LEDs here at the top. We have very serious copper shielding over golden track. Little IC here to control the thing. And not sure how it works because we have a click. The keys do click. It is sure. So we must have some spring cups under the layer here, probably, I guess, metal cups. And you can see the thickness, maybe not far from probably 4 mm thick. So very impressive, but totally useless. Nice reinforcement piece here, also in aluminium. Little LED here for our caps lock light, and it is all. So as you can guess, big disappointment because I was expecting to be able to power it and play with it, but without the main motherboard I am not going anywhere. So I do not know what I will do with it. This seems to be very obsolete, so I do not think I would be able to connect it to a modern computer motherboard and make some kind of fun portable computer, but this display is probably very low resolution anyways. If it is even in color, not sure, because it seems to be very old school. Does not look like it is a plasma display. So you know what? Just 4 nuts away, so let's undo the display to see if we can look at it a little bit better. And anyway, I wanted to clean behind it this though, so let's do it. Some nice hardware at least to save in this thing. If I decide to scrap it, I am not decided yet. Always a disappointment where it is missing parts, but it was very well closed. I believe the seller did never open it, and I did already negotiate the price because previously it was 50 British pounds and I did get it for 40. So I get just for the DC to DC converters and the Lemo plugs, it is worth it anyway. So here is our display. Yes, the damage I was able to see in fact from the outside. I will show you how it will show on camera, but it seems fairly typical of damage to a LCD panel. Here also on the side. So I do not know what is going on here, but we definitely have something wrong in this. It's most probably a big LCD. And you can see how they did carve here in the PCB, in fact. So they did cut the window, probably with a mill. They did carve a little bit to fit here the display, and you can see the inside layer of the PCB, and the glass is actually on the keyboard membrane itself. The window at least. Quite amazing. Little standoffs here. And probably these captive screws are inserted from the other side and secured in place by the plastic layer. Okay, so very nice construction in this thing. I am not disappointed with parts that are here, but I am disappointed with the missing one. So I will put this back together for now. If someone happens to have a Stewart and Hughes XV4 data gathering unit motherboard, I would be interested. Could be on power supply, by the way. I should be interested, but I did search on eBay and really it seems it is a pure unobtainium anyway. So here we are for now. This display, this keyboard is really in a nice condition. It is just amazing. Okay, so thanks for watching anyway. Bye bye.